We are talking about Veg Ghana still. We are still promoting Veg Ghana and Veg Fest and all of that goodness. So today, Nataki is here again. Nataki Kambon, she's here again, and we are going to talk about Veg Ghana, what you're going to expect, how it's going to be like, and all that stuff, you know. Nothing but the best.
Yay.
Of course. So welcome, Nataki.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me back. It's great to see you all and everybody.
Great to
again.
see you too, and I like your colors.
Thank you. I was worried about, I was like,
That
I
it
feel
would
like
be
in the
too-
States you can't wear this and this.
And that.
I was like, I'll get the feedback. And everybody was like, oh, wear both.
Yeah.
So I'm here.
It's not too much. It's not even, it's barely enough.
Okay.
You look very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. And, you know, she recently turned Ghanaian.
Yes, on Wednesday.
Ghanaian citizen
I
on
became
Wednesday.
a Ghanaian citizen.
Yes, on Wednesday. And we have some pictures.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I'd like to show,
Okay.
if we have the pictures.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. So how was the ceremony like?
It was fantastic. You know, it was 126 black people from the diaspora, mainly the Caribbean and the United States, but I think some other places, and all the Ghanaian officials from the Ministry of the Future and all these places, and of course the president was there, and it was held at the Jubilee Presidential Palace, and it was just unbelievable. And so our whole family got to be there, and really, you know, just for the children.
Okay.
And, my mother became a citizen. My father became a citizen.
That's
My
really the whole
brother got
family.
his citizenship in 2016, but his wife got hers on Wednesday, as did I. And so I said, you know, now Ghana has 7 more
Awesome.
vegans, because our whole family is vegan. So Ghana has 7 more vegan citizens now.
Yeah. And we have some of the pictures. Showing on the
Our family
screens.
photo was posted on the president's Facebook page. It was the first picture up, so we were super excited, and people from all over the world have been contacting us like, oh, we saw your picture. So it's been great.
Oh, that is so awesome. I like the pictures. Very colorful.
Yeah, we all got matching outfits. In fact, the blue in my hair, I've just left in from Wednesday. I said I still want to feel the effects of the event.
Yeah,
so
it
thank
looks
you.
good on you.
Yeah.
It looks good on you.
Okay.
That is great. Awesome. Okay. So, right. No, so what happened after that? After the ceremony, where did you go?
They had a food event, but we decided we didn't think there was going to be much vegan, so we ate at home. And then we're having a gathering this evening that's all vegan. So it was funny, someone from Veg Ghana, I just met said, is the whole event vegan? I was like, of course. So, so super excited. There are a lot of vegan and vegetarian restaurants in the city, and a lot of fantastic caterers. Many of them are going to be at the Veg Fest next weekend. So we found one of those and invited them. So they're going to cater the whole event, and we're going to continue celebrating our Ghanaian citizenship.
Yay! That's nice. I wish I was becoming Ghanaian like you, so that I can have all that celebration.
Yeah, well, you're welcome to come to the party.
Sure, I will be there. I'll try to be there.
All right.
Okay. So, like I said, this is Nataki Kambon. She's a business consultant and a social activist. And today we are talking about veganism and vegetarianism. There are 2 different things. People get them mixed up all the time. So just explain to us what the 2 mean.
Yeah, so a lot of times people think of the definition of vegetarianism as someone who doesn't eat meat. And so the problem began when people were like, well, I'm vegetarian, but I eat fish, but I eat seafood, but I eat chicken. And I was saying that I had someone say, oh, I'm vegetarian, but I eat pork and beef sometimes. It's just like, oh, the definition, first of all, if you have to put a but after vegetarian, then you're not vegetarian. And so the term vegan came around in like the 1940s, I believe, and it was, instead of saying someone who doesn't do something, let's just define someone who does do something. And so vegan is someone on an exclusively plant-based diet with no animal products whatsoever. So that includes honey, which, you know, a lot of people don't realize
it comes from
a
the
bee
bees.
throws up, and that's how honey is produced. So vegans don't do honey. No milk, no eggs, nothing that comes from an animal. And, you know, people have said, you know, nothing that has eyes or parents.
Parents. Yeah. The other time Kola was here, he was like, I don't eat anything that moves, anything that breathes, anything that has parents. And I found it so funny. I think it was hilarious. Okay, so that's that for vegans and vegetarians. So if you're out there and you're a vegetarian but you eat meat or pork or chicken sometimes or fish, I'm glad to I'm sorry to break this to you, but you are not a vegetarian, you know. Okay, so plant-based diets. What does a person eat on plant-based diets?
Almost everything. And I wish I brought you pictures, because I had in college, I started a vegan catering or a vegetarian catering company out of my dorm room. And one of my dorm mates said, you know, I could never be a vegan or vegetarian because I feel like the diet is so boring. You don't have a lot that you can eat. And it was funny because she ate chicken sandwiches or chicken something every day. And I was like, but you're eating the same thing. You're kind of changing it up. And so we did a challenge, and I think it was maybe 2 months that we did lunch and dinner without repeating a meal. And so you've got all these leafy green vegetables, you've got stews, there are spices from all over the world, you have all these fruits and vegetables, and then nuts and grains, and so the variety is so huge that you can definitely, thankfully, in fact, I used to eat so much, people said, if you weren't vegan or vegetarian, you'd probably be 300 pounds. But thankfully, you can be vegan and vegetarian and eat a lot, but because most of it is nutritious for you, you don't gain the weight because, you know, your body is not storing animal fat and all those things.
Which is really difficult to get rid of.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, so can we eat bread?
Yeah, so there are tons of vegan breads. That's one of the, not necessarily completely healthy foods, but it is vegan. And I do say that people should think about how they are thinking of things, because sometimes people offer me something and I'm like, oh no, I don't eat that. And they're like, but it's vegan. And I say, well, crack cocaine is vegan, but that doesn't mean it's healthy. So we should differentiate that, you know, there are certain things, there are some snack foods in the U.S. that are fake cheese, and so they're like, "Oh, there's no dairy in it." It's like, yeah, but it's
not healthy.
It's a you know, Cheetos or Oreos. You don't, you know, there's nothing healthy in it. So I think it's also a difference between someone who doesn't eat meat and someone who's actually choosing to eat things that are healthy and nutritious, and that I consider life reinforcing as opposed to life, you know, whatever the opposite of life reinforcing is.
Okay. So you don't eat meat, of course, chicken and
in fact, I was raised vegan, so I've never even tasted it.
You never tasted it?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't you ever feel like you're missing out on something?
I guess I would say the same thing. I've never tried crack cocaine, and people say, "Don't you feel like you're missing out?" No. I mean, and like I said, my everyone who's come in contact with most of the vegans and vegetarians I know found that it has opened up their world, because again, most people eat the same thing every day. And so it's not so much, and it ends up being limiting, whereas, you know, I try new foods all the time, and, you know, when you look at a plate of someone who's vegetarian, there are all these vibrant greens and yellows and reds, and even because meat is not so attractive, when a lot of times when you see restaurants, they'll put lettuce on the plate and tomatoes and greens and asparagus to make it pretty, because it's so vibrant. And then when you use all the herbs and spices, it's so delicious. So yeah, it's definitely, you know, there's nothing, you're not missing out on anything.
Okay, all right. So then let's talk about VegFest now.
Yes.
We need to create the awareness so that people can come in their numbers and get to know all about, you know, all that we are making noise about. So tell us about VegFest. We've heard it so many times. But
so you can, if you're listening and watching, you can go to vegghana.org. So VEGGHANA. .org and click on the Veg Fest 2019 and read about it as I'm talking. Well, no, read about it later after the show. But yeah, everybody's so excited. Even, you know, I've taken Ubers. I went to the art center yesterday, and I was talking to people, and they're like, "Oh wow, you know, I've never thought about it, but now I want to try it." And the whole idea behind Veg Fest 2019 is just like we said, it's not taking anything away, but what kinds of things can be added so you can have a healthier lifestyle, so you can try new foods, so you can meet new friends. You know, I just recently found out about the Vegetarian Association of Ghana, and they were just so friendly and welcoming, and even I'm here representing them, and just really amazing people who've been doing so much amazing work in Ghana for I think over 15 years.
Over 15 years,
and so the Veg Fest is their way of giving back to the community, to let people taste new foods, to allow people to bring their friends and their family and their children, so that they can have a shift from the kinds of things that we've been misinformed are good for us to the things that are actually good and healthy for us.
Right. Okay. So who is coming?
Yeah, so there are speakers there who are coming to talk about a range of topics, from the things like GMOs that we talked about last week or last Wednesday, to how to cook, how to buy sustainable products. There are panels. There are all kinds of discussions. Then there are food demonstrations, which I'm super excited about. So it's, a lot of people feel like they're stuck because it's like, I don't know how to make it. You know, maybe if I knew how to make it, it wouldn't be so intimidating. And a lot of the recipes you find, it's so easy to make, and they're so quick to make. So you can make a vegan or vegetarian meal sometimes in like 10 to 15 minutes and go. And especially for people who have very stressful lifestyles, you get two benefits. One, your body stays stressed when you're constantly eating meat. You just don't even feel it. And so one of the first things people talk about when they become vegan or vegetarian is that I feel so much better, I have so much energy, I sleep better, I think more clearly, and so it opens up that whole pathway to all of those amazing feelings. And being able to learn how to, and watch someone do a cooking demonstration, I'm sure their chances for people to kind of go up and help is going to be great. And then there are 70 vendors who are going to be spread all around the Du Bois Center. So you'll be able to buy products that can help you in your everyday life, household products, kitchen products, other things. And that's, I mean, just to know that there are 70 companies that are all built on sustainable principles, that have things that are not polluting our environment, that are not doing all these things that are detrimental to our health and our community, is amazing. And then there are, of course, 11 food vendors. So you get to go around and actually find out and taste some of the food and see what you like, see what you don't like. You're not going to like everything. My niece is vegan, of course, and the other day I made Brussels sprouts, and she tasted it. And the other children, I thought it was going to be a thing. My nephew wolfed them down. She was like, ew, yucky. But she loves cauliflower. She loves great. So you don't have to love everything. You can, you know.
When you said Brussels sprouts, I thought about it for a bit, because what can you do to Brussels sprouts to make them, you know,
to make them tasty? I usually do them in a little bit of olive oil and garlic, and then I'll take like what's known as Italian seasoning, so a lot of rosemary and thyme and sometimes basil, but mainly like rosemary, thyme, oregano. And I'll heat the oil a little bit, but I like my vegetables steamed. I steam the Brussels sprouts and then just put it in a little bit of that with garlic. And so you get this like garlic buttery flavor with the Italian seasonings. You can put a little bit of salt in. So she liked the flavor, so she was licking the Brussels sprouts, but she didn't
eat it.
Right. But you know, the whole point is but she tried it, and now she knows, and now we know, okay, but she loves the cauliflower, and she loves the broccoli, and she loves the agusi. So there are all these other things that you can integrate.
Okay, I was going to ask you how you can transition from being a meat eater to become a vegetarian, but I'm just learning that my producer, she wants to be a vegetarian.
And
I'm saying this on live TV. If she defaults, I'm going to catch her. So you know, tell her how she can, because currently she's not, but she wants to be. So how do you transition?
And I'm so excited. After the show last time, everyone was like, oh, we're coming to Veg Fest. Oh, it's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. But I tell people, one, don't be so hard on yourself. And that doesn't mean, you know, I think it's one thing if you make a commitment and you just try to flake out. But sometimes you're going to lapse, because we have to recognize that meat is addictive. it has a lot of very addictive properties, and even more so for dairy. So with dairy products, cheeses, yogurts, milks, for women especially, it releases, when you go to digest it, it releases endorphins similar to those that you have during a sexual experience. And so you find a lot of black women especially who consume an overwhelming amount of dairy products.
Okay.
If it's hard to give that up, it's because, like anything, you have to detox in order to, you know, like a drug addict. They may have to take a little bit of time. Is she going to join us?
Yeah, and Na is here. She's going to join us.
Oh, okay.
There's going to be a bit of a demonstration here. I don't know what kind of demonstration.
I don't know.
I
don't even know what kind of demonstration.
I would have brought some food.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would say I'm so excited. And seriously, you have a personal invitation. We're going to walk around Veg Fest. We're going to see. I told you, I'm excited about the cheese demonstration because I was vegetarian for a few years, and I was super addicted to cheese. I put it on everything.
Yeah.
In fact, I learned that I didn't know how to cook when I gave up cheese.
Oh.
Because it was like, oh, pasta with cheese, potatoes and cheese, bread and cheese. It was just like, oh, wait, I have to actually learn how to make something that doesn't have just melted cheese on it. But like I said, I was like, oh, what am I going to eat? It's going to be scary. Plain pasta with no cheese? But it opened up an entire world of food, and now I make Ethiopian food, which is delicious.
I want to try that.
Oh, it's amazing. And Indian food, and Mexican food, Colombian food. I'm learning to make Ghanaian food.
You should, because Ghanaian food is delicious. So now, what makes you want to become a vegetarian?
I think the other time that Sage was here,
Sage,
and she could make something really special out of about 2 or 3 fruits and other stuff. So I was so excited about it, because I was like, you don't need to go be in a queue to get food to eat. You could just put 1 or 2 things together at home and you're just good to go.
Yeah.
And with what she did, the pawpaw and banana
and some.
I realized that I go home and I still wasn't feeling that I want to eat something.
Yeah, after you had that, even though it wasn't really sitting in your stomach like it making you feel lethargic or something. Yeah,
and that's one of the main things, especially because relative to the United States, where it's winter right now, it's so warm in Ghana that when you eat for me, when I eat super hot food, I want to go to sleep. But when you eat lighter foods, it gives you more energy instead of making you tired. And then if you really think about it, people eat food that sucks away their energy, makes them sleepy, and then they take something or do coffee or something to wake them up, and then they have health effects from that, so that it ends up, it's like you started this and now you get rid of all of that.
All of that. Okay, so there you have it now.
Thank you. And
so when are you starting your conversion?
It's going to be after the 7th and 7th. That's the Veg Fest. I'm going to be there on the 6th and on the 7th. And I'm going to make sure that I get everything that I want at home. And oh my God!
So I have a commitment that I'm going to make to you. So she's going to come to the Veg Fest, and then we're going to take something that we learned at the Veg Fest, and we're going to cook it together.
All right, that's going to be
Sounds like fun. Can I?
And Nelly is, of course, invited. So we'll have a whole cooking and eating session.
Oh, okay.
Yay. She's a foodie,
And
oh my God! Everybody around here is a foodie.
And that, and it's funny because sometimes people think foodies are people. It's like, and I've heard people, oh, I'm such a foodie, I can never be vegan or vegetarian. I am one of those people. I make so much food, and then I make people sit so I can take the pictures of the food that I made before you eat it. And I love restaurants. I love cooking. I love going to people. So you can definitely be a vegan foodie.
and one thing I just love about their food. It's so colorful.
Yes.
It's and fresh.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The other day, Sage was here. She did. I don't know if you know Sage, but she did a demonstration. She's a chef. She did pawpaw. She cut it up into pieces in the pawpaw, thing, and then she cut bananas on it. Put coconut cream and coconut.
Like a shredded coconut,
flakes. It was so delicious.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so nice, and
so
it was light.
It's going to be Na Nelly, by then Kola and Christine from the Veg Association of Ghana are going to come. We're just going to have a whole big, so I'm inviting them. I'm accepting the invitation on their behalf, and it's going to be a whole kind of Vegetarian Association of Ghana impromptu cooking and eating session.
Ooh, that would be nice. That would be fantastic.
So I'm going to fast from now to the 6th. Then I could just get rid of everything and just open my tummy up.
Right.
Greens, or what should I call it? Greens.
It's going to be and don't forget, there are vegan desserts. I'm big on those. And so, there are desserts and breads and cakes and cookies and all these things.
Wow.
So
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
But let me ask this question again. Being a vegetarian, is it expensive to live? To be a vegetarian?
Yeah.
Because looking at here in Ghana, I know, I think majority of us are not vegetarians.
Yes.
So just a few.
Right.
And you have to get certain things that you need to still be a vegetarian.
Right.
And if you don't get that, it's very easy for you to just switch back.
And I think that's great, and I think that's one of the things the Veg Fest 2019 is really going to help with, because you're going to see how easy it is. You can see what things to buy, and like I said, I mean, I just gave an example of Brussels sprouts. You get the Brussels sprouts, and you just add some herbs and garlic. Those are really easy, cheap ingredients, and then when you take the cheap, easy ingredients that you're going to have being vegan, and you subtract all the price of the meat, you subtract all the money you spend on pharmaceutical drugs to negatively affect your health. You subtract the price of the doctor bills and the hospital bills and missing work and the lost pay. Veganism is so much cheaper.
It's cheaper. There you have it. Okay, but before
So
you go,
I'll give you a high five.
Is my co-producer for the morning show and many other shows, and she's great, and she's hardworking, and she is hard.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
She's running away. Apart from being hardworking, she's also very hard. Okay, so Nataki.
Yes.
Your final words.
Final words. Everybody, get your phone out. Set a reminder on your phone to come out to the Du Bois Center on the 6th and the 7th. That's not tomorrow. That's not this weekend. It's next weekend. The 6th and the 7th. Make a note. Send out a WhatsApp message to your friends, to your church, and say, we're all coming to Veg Fest 2019. It's at the Du Bois Center. It's from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. There's an entire program. You can go to vegghana.com and look at the website. And I love that the website has enough. There's so much information, and you get excited. But there's so many things that are great surprises. There's live music and
from the
demonstrations. Oh yes!
I can't wait to. It's an all-female band, and I can't wait to hear them. I've never heard them before.
Yes, and like I said, the demonstrations, and it's interactive. And I think not every vegan or vegetarian is going to be the nicest person on the planet, but it's a very open and welcoming community. And I think it's a chance to make new friends who are also open-minded to trying new things. So I encourage people, even if you go with a group of friends, have conversations, talk to the vendors, find out things that they're doing, get tips, and just go and enjoy yourself. It's plastic-free, rubber-free. Everything is paper.
Awesome. And I'm hearing entry is free.
Entry is free.
It's free.
So, there's nothing to lose and so many things to gain. And I've worked with a lot of vegetarian associations in the States.
Right.
This organization is filled with stellar people who have worked really hard. They've put together an incredible event. And it's costing nothing because they're committed to making sure that Ghanaians have pathways to healthier lifestyles, and it's unbelievable. I'm super excited.
That's great. As we go on, can you give us the number for Veg Fest? Who we need to talk to when we,
Definitely. So again, the website is VEG Ghana, GHANA.org. Make sure it's .org when you're typing it in. And then the phone numbers are 055-633-1697. Again, 055-633-1697. 633-1697. And you can also go to 0209732908, and you can also WhatsApp those numbers. You can call them.
Can call or WhatsApp.
It's better to WhatsApp because you'll get a faster response that way. And
That's it.
but I think most of your questions will be answered when you just come on the 6th and 7th. And definitely, I encourage people, bring a cloth bag. If you have one, you don't have to bring one, because I think you're going to, or a book bag, I think you're going to be stocking up on a lot of stuff and information and probably food, so be prepared.
Be prepared. Her words, be prepared. So the place to be at on the 6th and on the 7th is Veg Fest. It's happening at the Du Bois Center from 11.
Starts at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
And you can come hang out the whole day.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm bringing a chair so I can eat, sit, dance, eat, sit, dance.
Sounds like a plan. Okay, so it's the place to be on that weekend, Farmers Day weekend, 6th and 7th. Be at Veg Fest with your family at the Du Bois Center, and it's going to be fantastic. Thank you, Nataki, for coming over. Up next, we have a lot more coming ahead, and I want you to stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I want to remind you that Prudential Life Insurance sponsors us for the show. They are our major sponsor, Prudential Life. Always listening, always understanding. For all your insurance needs, contact Prudential Life Insurance. And also RNS Makeover for, putting me together every morning. RNS Makeover, contact her on Facebook, Instagram, on social media as RNS Makeover, and she will have you covered. Birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, whatever you need to do, contact. Yes, Veg Fest. Yes, contact RNS Makeover, and she will do justice to your face. I also like to thank Sika Gold Collections for my shoes. I don't know if you can see it right now. I showed it earlier, but Sika Gold Collections gave me shoes today, and I say thank you to her. You can get her on social media, Sika_Gold Collections, on Instagram, and she will have you too. So thank you for staying on this show, on this segment with us. We have a lot more coming ahead, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We will be back after the break.
To see you, it's fun.